Hi. Hi. Hello. Hello and welcome to the show. And I'd like to introduce our next guest. Oh, that's me.
Our next guest is our lovely and fabulous neighbor. Now, with the setup of the studio this year, you don't actually see what's all around us. We'll try to rectify that in one of our extra videos. But our lovely, lovely neighbor is here.
Do you know my name?
I have no idea. Could you tell the people who are watching your name?
Yes, my name is Iatefl. Oh, no, Rob Howard. And I'm here representing Iatefl, Poland, of which I'm the president.
But you do a lot.
Yes, I do.
So I'm here with the president of Iatefl, Poland. Now that's like really...
Do you have a recording of Hail to the Chief? Okay, you can mix that in.
Insert that. Okay. What else do you do?
Well, doing quite a few things this time. I did a talk at the LT-SIG PCE the other day about AI. And I also spoke at the Iatefl Associates Day, which we had the other day, talking about some of the things we've done at Iatefl Poland. And what I'm here today for, what I'm the neighbor of this wonderful live session, is the Independent Authors and Publishers Group, which we've been doing for 8 years now, which is a collective of all different publishers and authors that normally wouldn't be able to afford to have a booth here. So what I did is with Dorothy Zemark years ago, we were talking about, it's too bad we couldn't do this. And we actually put in a proposal to Iatefl originally and asked them if they would give us a break and help us, do this. We got no answer. And I said, well, I wrote up a nice letter and everything. Let me send it to Iatefl. And Iatefl was extremely supportive, and they have been every single year. I have to thank John, Louise, and the board and the trustees, because they really helped us get started with this. And it's giving the opportunity for instance, there we have people that only have 2 books that they've authored and published. Some have 3, some have 8, some have a lot. And it gives us an opportunity to come here and show off what we do to the people, which normally we could never afford to do.
No, I can imagine, because we'll do a video on the exhibition later, but you'll see the big stands and you see all the big publishers and they have their money. So if you're lucky enough to write for any of the big books, there's advertisement everywhere, there's a booth, there's a talk, and otherwise let's be honest, you can't afford that. No. Publishing is not going to make you that rich. So this is like...
I do have that castle in Edinburgh that I live at.
He's also really funny. I didn't pay him, by the way, to say nice things or to be funny. But
yes, by the way, we need to talk about that. I'm kidding.
So, very noble. And I love the backstory that this was actually a recycled letter for someone else who turned down the proposal. I think that's the J.K. Rowling story, right? True magic is first torn down. Oh, yes.
You've
we
heard
love a
stories.
good story.
You've heard some great stories, which we can't repeat here. But the story of how this happened, I was doing a plenary in Ecuador for Iatefl, Ecuador, Iatefl, whatever it is. I think about 9 or 10 years ago.
Yes.
So was Dorothy. I'd never met Dorothy before. And I was just putting together my first book. And I knew that Dorothy had done books before. So I asked her, I said, I'm having trouble with the formatting and everything else. What advice do you have? And she said, where's your laptop? So I got my laptop, and she sat there and in 5 minutes, she totally formatted my book for me and had it ready to publish on Amazon.
Wow.
And, we were sitting there and we said, it's too bad that there isn't anybody who's around that can do this for people that are getting started. And that's where we came up with the idea of putting together the Independent Authors and Publishers, so we could help other people to get started. So how's that for a backstory?
I love that. And it worked out because you're a bestseller author.
Bestseller. I'm a good seller. Good seller author.
Good sellers are the best. And you're also the president of Iatefl Poland.
Yes, I am.
What's that like?
It's a lot of fun. What we do is our biggest thing is we do our annual conference every September. We had a great one last year, and we have our upcoming one in Łódź in September. And it's nice because I get to experiment with things. And being that my background was from business, I did a lot of things different last year. Like we had 20 plenaries over 3 days.
20 plenaries?
Yes. And we brought in huge names. And, we just try to do things differently because it's becoming harder and harder to get new members because younger people don't feel they need to join associations.
True.
Associations around the world are struggling to get money from sponsors, to get money from membership. And we tried to be creative. And I've noticed that over the years, a lot of teacher associations have been shrinking. Some have actually gone away. And we've managed to maintain and hold our own, which makes me happy.
How?
Because we try to be creative. We try to offer a lot to our members. We're doing a lot more. We have a webinar every week with big name speakers. Speakers that you have speaking here will do webinars for us every week. Every
week?
Yeah, every week.
And that's available for every member?
I wish for every member. We make it open to the public. So anybody, we have teachers from around the world watch our webinars.
This is not really advertisement for joining an association, but definitely check out the website because even as a non-member, there's a weekly webinar to listen to.
Yeah, and this is one of the beautiful things about Iatefl and, we being Iatefl Poland, which came out of Iatefl. Yeah. We're trying to help teachers all over the world, and that's the whole idea of everything that we do. And for instance, if you're watching this, one of the things that we decided to do to help Ukrainian teachers next for this conference, we're giving the Ukrainian teachers that live in Ukraine, we're giving them, it's probably 65 or 75% off of the conference fee so they can come to the conference because for our Iatefl Poland one, because it's been difficult for them to have conferences in Ukraine.
I can imagine.
Condition. And so it's easier for them to come to us in Poland. So to make it easy and affordable for them, we're giving this huge discount, which is what we offer to students. So, it's a little something. We are a charity too, and, we're worried about maintaining ourselves, but it's our way of being able to give back to the community that supports us over the years.
That's a lovely notion. And that's what you were talking about yesterday.
That was one of the things that I spoke about in the association. And also finding creative ways of getting the sponsors that are here to help out and support.
Spoilers? What is a creative way to get a sponsor? Like, I only know the regular way. You just call them and say pretty please, and hopefully they'll go for it.
I trick them. No. What I do, for instance, I did something online. We have a lot of our exhibitors and sponsors have courses. And I had the idea one day, well, why don't we do a webinar that's obviously commercial?
Yeah.
And have our people that are doing courses and giving courses to have them talk for a half an hour, tell about what their course is. And in return, so, we're giving them free advertising.
Sure. And
they're giving us exposure for us. But in return, they had to offer a free course to one of the people who was watching. So we had 10 sponsors come up and they talked about their courses. We had 9,000 euros worth of prizes that we raffled off. And I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but we ended up with 200 people online.
That's quite good. Online,
It's
it's
very good.
really hard. Like people
Yeah.
sign up, but don't always show up.
Oh, sure.
But to get 200 people online to actually show up,
Yep.
impressive.
And so we gave away the prizes, and we're going to do that again probably in a month or two.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, negotiation, also business background, like that's really smart. That's like a
Yes.
win-win-win-win-win
Exactly.
situation.
Everybody won. The only person that lost is me because I had to do all the work. No, but I gained.
But did you win any course?
Personally, no. No,
then
that
you
wouldn't
did
be
not
fair.
win. Yeah.
That wouldn't
True,
be fair.
true.
But
That would not be fair.
I did win the good feeling of knowing that I was helping sponsors, helping Iatefl Poland, and helping teachers everywhere.
And that is worth more, isn't it?
Halo effect. Can you put that
We'll
in
ask
now?
Georgia to insert that.
Just insert that afterwards, okay?
And then you said one more thing that I want to go back to. You also spoke at the LT SIG.
Yes.
PCE. Now we love our abbreviations here. So for those of you that think LT SIG PCE, that's a pre-conference event.
So LT SIG is Learning Technology Special Interest Group. SIG, Special Interest Group. There's 16 in Iatefl. And PCE is pre-conference event. And what happens is this takes place the day before the main conference, where you just have a full day from each particular SIG or groups of SIGs, where they specialize in whatever the theme is at the time. So that's what it was.
I walked around. For those of you that like don't know this or have never done this, if you come and attend Iatefl, but you have a specific background, can be business English, can be learning technology, could be literature,
could be young learners,
can be any of the 16 SIGs that we have. They have events, and it's basically well, I don't want to say classroom, but it's a really fancy room where you are stuck with people with the same interest, the same background, and you just be inspired. And this sounds like okay, yeah, sure. But whenever I walk around during the PCE event, I'm always like, people are really happy. I mean, my classes after 4 o'clock, you notice it's sort of a bit dying down, you know. But actually, like enthusiasm coming out of all those rooms until like quite late.
Well, this is the exciting thing about the pre-conference is that you are specifically working with and networking with people that are like-minded.
Yeah.
And everybody doing exactly the same thing. For instance, I used to be joint coordinator of the BSIG, and you had people that were strictly business English and all focused on the same thing. So the sharing, the ideas is wonderful.
Oh, yeah. We started the show by saying that it's nice that you're here with like-minded people. We all have the same links, like linking professions. But during the SIG, you really sit with people that have your specialization and not just your profession. And that is quite special. So you said you talked about AI. Of course. I think most of the people I talked about, the SIGs, talked about AI at some point.
Well, yeah.
What should we know about AI? What's the conclusion?
It's the devil.
It's it's the worst.
Well, I have mixed feelings about AI. I think it's, as a computer nerd and a programmer myself, I think AI is wonderful. It's going to take over the world sooner than we know it. And it really has potential, and it's going to grow so fast, it's going to knock our socks off. Now, that being said, I think AI is a wonderful tool for teachers to be using to produce their materials and to save their time. Personally, I don't like bringing it into the classroom because I think it devalues the role of the teacher. I think it causes busy work. And I just think that we need to take a step back. And for instance, what my talk was about was critical thinking and using the Socratic method. And what this meant is that, you know, we say that we need to teach them critical thinking, and yet we are using an AI that does all the thinking for them.
Yeah.
So sort of a little problem there. And we're getting a 2. We have a 2.
We have a 2?
Yes.
Oh, we have it too.
We have it too.
We have it too. Now, for those of you that are watching, there's stuff happening all around us, and especially on the first day, we are still figuring out our sign language. So
Yes.
I have someone winking at me. We have someone holding up a 2, and we have someone like frantically waving. They're all smiling, so it must be good. What do you
Yes.
think?
Well, I don't know. You know, she's holding up one finger for 1 minute.
Which
Is that what that
finger is
meant?
the question?
Oh, sorry, I'm the comic relief here
I
today.
think the 2
so-
meant that she too is really interested in AI.
Oh, I think so
Um,
too. Yes, too.
And
True.
I think it is something that we need to talk about and
Yeah.
think about.
And that's it. It's food for thought to get people thinking and thinking critically before they just jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
And with that, thank you so much to our guest, Anka. Thank you for being here, and we enjoyed you.
Love all around. How long do we have, Georgia, before the next one?
Thank you.